Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here with Jack Ezon, who's the founder and managing partner of Embark Beyond. Now, Embark Beyond is kind of an innovative host agency, but I'll let Jack talk to you more about that. But we're also going to talk about some new ways that travel agencies, host agencies included, can make money and go in different directions. And Jack has some unique ideas that he's been using with Embark. And we're going to talk about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. Now, first of all, Jack, how are you and where are you?
Thank you. I'm back in New York after spending the summer by the Jersey Shore. I'm very blessed to be able to have a change, and it's really been beautiful. But excited to get back into the groove of things and really hoping that the energy here continues to pick up, which I'm seeing a change here already.
No, it is. And I've been in the city a few times myself, and the energy is still there, despite certain columnists seen in the New York Times. But and then we had a response from Jerry Seinfeld, who said there isn't.
Yeah.
Of course, then that guy said, Jerry's spending all of his time in the Hamptons. But yeah, that's what it was this summer. And you were down in the Jersey Shore. It's what we do. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about Embark Beyond, when you founded it and how it might be just a bit different from a traditional host travel agency.
Yes. So we actually launched Embark Beyond March 2019. So we almost celebrated our 1-year anniversary, right, when COVID hit. But
lucky you, right?
I know, right? Thank God we had an amazing first year. But the idea germinated about 3-4 years ago, and I've been playing with it since. And what it is, it's really meant to imitate a professional service firm, because we always say we want to be as travel advisors professionals, just like a lawyer or a financial advisor, but we don't structure our business that way. And most of them have this partnership concept where you have a career track from the minute you come into the company until you want to retire. You grow from a low-end associate to a partner. And that's what we wanted to do, to attract, retain, and maintain great talent, but also to bring on and attract talent that's already successful. Instead of acquiring businesses and removing the talent that created that, we wanted to bring it in as a partnership so we can collaborate together and create great synergies where 1 + 1 = 5. Mm-hmm. And so we built this. It's not just an IC shop, but we want to attract independent contractors who are entrepreneurial at heart and want to own the brand that they represent. Embark is built now on 3 pillars: technology, marketing, and training. And it's everything that we've really been focusing on since day one in building each pillar, which we believe will maintain or create a platform for success. Mm-hmm. And actually, our partners aren't only travel people. For example, we have Master Connections as one of our partners, who is the leading training company in hospitality. They train every 4 seasons, every Aman, every Belmont, every Mandarin, all over the world. And we wanted that level of service and that approach here when people first pick up the phone with us. And it's really, despite this time, I think the roots and the essence of what we are is really actually shined instead of being inhibited. And I mean, one of our ethos is innovative thinking rooted in traditional hospitality. Mm-hmm. And there's never been a better time to think different and innovating than now.
No, absolutely. And you need innovation. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the innovations that you've been introducing. Now, when the pandemic first hit, when did you realize it was really going to be bad for travel and for travel agencies in particular?
Well, I got to tell you, I went down with the ship. I mean, I literally, as the world was closing up, I was there telling everybody, we got this, we got you covered, we're going to be back, let's start booking for the summer, don't worry, this is just a small little glitch.
As we all hoped, right?
Boy, was I wrong, right? So look, probably I think when we hit rock bottom, which was the beginning of April, I think that's really when we realized, like, we're not in Kansas anymore and business can't be done as usual. and we need to really we're going to be in a crisis that's going to be longer than we expect.
Yeah, I know. I was talking with Matthew Upchurch, who's obviously, as you know, is the CEO of Virtuoso, and he said he was down with his family in Belize, and suddenly he saw the entire cruise industry shut down and borders starting to close, and it suddenly dawned on him, this it was the old thing, Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah.
This was going to be bad, and it's gone on a lot longer than we all thought it would. As you initially, we all thought it was going to be summer, maybe fall. Now I
didn't even think summer. When I started talking to friends in the business in Europe, and they were not sure that we're going to open for summer, and I was like, "What are you talking about? Summer?" Yeah. When they closed my kids' school, I thought it would be for 2 weeks. I never thought I'd still be working from home in September.
Yeah.
Not knowing what places will be open to Americans, no less.
Well, that's the challenge now with all. I mean, borders are closed up, quarantines are in place. I mean, we live in a state actually that has quarantines against 30 plus other states. So that's a huge issue now. Now, when you realized this was not going to be a good thing, or that it was, when did you start thinking about and you're developing other sources of income and other programs to serve your clients and new customers?
That's a great question. I really believe that when we hit rock bottom, which is probably the beginning of April, is when we started to think about building for the future. The hardest part, I think, was winding everything down, dealing with all the cancellations, the deluge of confused clients, navigating and negotiating refunds, and that whole framework was so demoralizing for everyone. Once you hit rock bottom, the only way has to be up, right? And my first reaction was, don't waste this crisis. I started in this business right before 9/11, so coming up on 20 years, and every crisis brought opportunity for us. Every failure in my life brought success. And my philosophy has always been to swim into the wave, not away from it. So it took about 10 days for us to really sit down and outline what we wanted to accomplish by the time this ended. And I split our company teams into today teams and tomorrow teams. I was inspired by Brett Armitage from One and Only, who had done the same thing.
Right.
And we started to build our dream infrastructure. Everything we really wanted to do, we accelerated. We moved salespeople into infrastructure. We moved, support staff to help us build our training program out. And now we have so many incredible tools that we would never have been able to do, where we're focusing on today's crises and today transactions, and you always get to the tomorrow stuff later. So we're emerging now with an amazing online booking tool, both for our advisors who don't want to use Sabre, or their clients that lists the commissions, that brings in wholesale air and hotel into this all. A robust intranet like none other, with details on destinations, like the best rooms to get at certain resorts we sell. And we were very lucky, but in that we still needed cash flow. Right,
absolutely. And then so you started looking for other sources, and one of those sources we wanted to talk to you today about was the Embark World Academy. Which really has as its goal to set up sort of students, kids K through 12, with sort of unique extracurricular experiences from around the world that they can experience virtually. Tell us a little bit about Embark Academy and how it works.
Sure. I think just a little background on the evolution of it might be interesting, right? Okay. So in trying to provide cash flow and income for our independent contractors and bringing them new clients and leads, we had developed several programs, right? You may know we developed a virtual travel conference, but other concepts like the camp program we did this summer. It started off as a destination camp where we'd send a counselor and do a whole 2 or 3 week camp program. That morphed into backyard camps for about 50 camps around the country in people's backyards. And while we did a lot of destinations, we saw so many of those cancel in July. And so when it came to thinking about what we're going to do next after this, listening to clients and hearing their anxiety and their frustration is what led us to most of our initiatives that we've come out with. And we came out with a concept to do a destination classroom where you literally do a semester abroad. But in July, end of July, beginning of August, right when we were about to launch this, we quickly realized that the world is closing or becoming more restricted than we thought, and we didn't want to rely on just making money when people travel. And so we thought to bring it back home, just like we did with the camps. So what we did is we partnered with the chairman of Harvard University's Principal Education Department. He literally works with principals in private schools all over the world and is really well versed and one of the leaders in what's called Reggio learning, which is almost like a Montessori. It's a very immersive and engaging learning process.
Right.
And so we brought him on. We did a joint venture with him to create what we call Embark Academy. We, instead of sending people to the world, we brought the world to them, and our goal is to help kids discover their passions with a global perspective. So all of our hotelier friends and DMCs came up with amazing concepts that we worked with this chairman from Harvard, Mr. Alan Cohen, to really create something that's fun, engaging, but also very educational and secret. So you don't know that you're learning math while you're doing a pastry making class from a Michelin star chef in Paris, but you are. And that goes back into your school's curriculum, and it reinforces your passions, but also your core learning.
Yeah, that's great. And your partners are pretty impressive. I know that a lot of the hoteliers you've been working with are, very high-end resorts and hotels around the world.
They are. And, you may say, why would they be interested in something like this? It's never going to be that huge of a moneymaker. We make money on it. But in essence, it's about client engagement and new client acquisition. Imagine, we're targeting top private schools around the country. People that can afford to spend $40,000 to $50,000 a semester for a year for their kids are probably the right clients, both for us and for those hotels. And with every academy course, there's either a friends and family rate or a few nights to come visit and actually meet those instructors in person. So hopefully we're going to deliver those clients to that hotel in the near future when the world opens up.
Sure, absolutely. And I guess it's great marketing for the hotels and the kids, they end up being the drivers of a lot of those experiences. And I'm sure once they experience something virtually, they want to go see the people that they've been dealing with live.
Yes. And James, you're in media. It's all about storytelling, and there's no better time to tell stories and develop stories than now, because real hard travel is not going to be leading the way for stories, but it's other things to bring travel that's relevant for what's going on now into the hands of the right consumer. Sure. And these are a lot of the things that we worked on, whether it was the camp program, whether it was, we came up with the Journey to a Cause program. We have a mini moon program that was very successful, which allowed you to do a small 3-day local honeymoon, but get a free night towards an exotic one when you can travel. And all of these, I think, really help put us into the vocabulary of clients, not just existing clients, but new ones, to say, like, I think we hear people saying, you understand me. Right. You get it. And that starts by really listening to your customer, listening to your partners, your suppliers, to the media, and really hearing what's out there and trying to solve problems, create solutions.
Now, what's the kind of the cost range for this Embark Academy for the different courses that you have that are, as you said, it could be culinary, it could be art, it could be any kind of topic that is being sort of taught by the people, the experts at these properties?
Sure. So the range it's broad. It's between $800 to about $5,000 a semester. Those are one-on-one private courses via Zoom. Again, some of them include 1 or 2 or 3 nights stay at the property when you're done. And they're approximately 1 to 2 hours a week for 8 to 12 weeks. They're all customized. So every parent will have a one-on-one conversation with Mr. Cohen, and we will customize it exactly to the age and the need of that child. Now, we also have placed in-house teachers. into homes for semesters, and that's about $30,000 to $40,000 a year.
Wow.
We also have referred and worked with already existing accredited homeschool companies for private teachers to work in the home, and that's about $25,000 to $30,000 a year.
But these are obviously the clients, and them, that can afford that, and can afford going to these properties once this is all over. So I think it's a great deal in a certain way. Now, again, these are for kindergarten through 12. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And the one, I can't tell you how many adults asked us for courses for that.
Yeah, why don't you do the adults? I mean, that's I would do that. I mean, boy, you should get. That's the next thing, Embark Academy. This is going to be a Embark Adult Academy, I think, but because they would be, I think, fascinated by a lot of these things, right?
Yeah, and look, there's a lot of naysayers. They're like, what are you doing with all this Mickey Mouse stuff, right? We sell travel. This is nonsense. But you know what? We sell lifestyle experiences to luxury clients. That's what we do, right?
Right.
Our mission as a company is to leverage our relationships to build connections. It doesn't say anything about travel. The platform for a lot of what we do is travel, but it doesn't have to end there. And I think by opening up your mind to that, you can create opportunities that can be long lasting. So like with this, if this works out, our goal is to be almost like a master class for kids that we can scale long after this, right? I mean, imagine kids that want to build their portfolio to go to art school, to learn from really incredible artists from like the Faena and have their art on display over there, whether it's during Art Basel or any other time of year, because that's actually what we're doing.
Right.
I mean, and to be able to show that, to go into a school is amazing. Or to be able to have an engaging coursework on sustainability from Africa, to be able to talk about that and be inspired by that, to go into school and be more than just what you are from where you come from, is a lot to be said.
No, absolutely. Now the thing is, you actually haven't just stopped with this Embark Academy. You have a few other programs, and you developed one, I believe, called Embark Longer. Tell us a little bit about what that program is and what it does for your clients and the guests of the resorts you're affiliated with.
Yeah, so Embark Longer actually launched a lot faster than I expected. I wasn't planning to launch this for about another month. I didn't think we were right for it, but by mistake, we launched it quickly, and it's been doing really well. So we created 1, 2, 3, and 6 month mini leases at hotels. We have 95 hotels in the program, mostly in the US, Caribbean, and Mexico, but we have some in like Ireland and UK where Americans can go, and also for Mexicans and Canadians. We have a few European countries. And every one of those leases come with things that we heard our clients want. Dumb things, but they mean a lot. Unlimited laundry, unlimited parking, breakfast daily, a private go-to butler or concierge that's dedicated to them for their whole stay. And if you stay more than 2 months, we ship your luggage for you.
Wow.
And look, that's great, because if you sell that, it's a big hit. It's a great story. Hotels love it. The media loves it. Clients love it. I mean, why not? There's nothing holding me down right now. Most schools are virtual. Most people are working virtual. So why not upgrade your view and take a semester abroad to really immerse yourself in another place?
Yeah, well, it does follow the trend that we're seeing a lot of hotels around the world offering these workcations. We're seeing the work school, vacations with school, things like that for kids who can't go to school right now, and long-term stays, and quarantine stays, where you, if you have to go to a place where they're telling you have to quarantine for 14 days, you're already going for 2 weeks, and if you want to go for longer, they have a special rate, and you can, there's a resort down in Mexico I know has a crazy rate for a month. If you want to go. So what you're doing sounds like it's echoing a lot of what these properties are doing around the world.
Yeah. And in all honesty, it's about packaging and marketing it, right? So as I said, one of our pillars is marketing. We're a marketing company that sells travel. And I'm sure other companies and agencies are getting long-term stay requests. But what we did is we put a program together, and we're pushing it out there and just making something sound and feel a lot more coordinated than just receiving a request.
No, that's great, and it sounds like you've really shaped that into a total experience. Now, any other programs that you are working on or have in the works that you want to tell us about? Obviously these programs are aimed at sort of replacing some of your lost revenue for this year and until we emerge, and then maybe you start getting these future travel credits where they start booking for 2021 and they've moved in. And then, a lot of suppliers have been pretty good about that and giving you commission up front, but not everybody has. So yeah. you got to make it through, as we said, till the end of the year, sort of, right?
We do. And our initiative, or at least my directive to everyone on our team was, for every travel concept that we have, we want one non-travel concept. So we are doing luxury consulting right now for hospitality companies. Right, not necessarily travel related, but we also just are coming out with a micro celebrations program for small parties, because we've been known to be doing these 300 to 500 person gala celebrations all over the world. We were doing almost $50 million before this hit, but now we're working on really cool micro celebrations where you literally do a partial buyout or buy out a wing of a hotel, and we create a whole party for 30 people to 50 people, depending on what that looks like and what state it's in, with events that are very socially distant, sensitive, and COVID friendly. We also just launched a partnership with JetLinks. We curated a whole program for them and for their members. So that's, again, travel related. But what not travel related, we have a program that we're launching probably in about a month called Citizenship of the World. And what we're doing for a nice fee is helping people get foreign passports, foreign citizenship, based on their heritage, based on any other loopholes or programs out there by certain countries where Americans can get another passport. Because I think for the first time in almost forever, people are thinking about wanting the need or the desire or the benefit of having another passport as just an American passport.
Yeah, no, I know the feeling. And, if I could go back to my Scottish roots 150 years ago, I don't think they're giving me a passport. But I do see a lot of islands and places, where you can live abroad. And as long as you meet certain conditions or actually spend a little more money, which is one of them, exactly. Eventually can get a passport from then. It is a different time. So that certainly would be a great service. Now, what's your advice for other travel agencies? What should they be doing to develop their own programs like yours? And what do you recommend?
It's a great question. I think the first thing you need to do is create an environment in your company to be enterprising. Again, I told you one of our core philosophies is innovative thinking rooted in traditional hospitality. Because we want to think innovative, but we still want to focus on our hospitality roots. We don't want to replace human connection. And once you create that environment, I think that the second most important thing is to listen. Speak to a lot of people. Hear what's out there. Look at those trends. Hear the needs of clients, of suppliers, of anybody else who's a stakeholder. What are those real issues that they're facing every day? And how can you provide solutions? Next, think big, think crazy. And then, whittle it down to what can be impactful and financially helpful, or what ways would some of these ideas that you come up with, help you, whether it's financial today or tomorrow.
Right.
And really important is be willing to fail, right? I didn't tell you about half the programs we did that we failed on, but we did. We did.
So there's a lot of Embark, fill in the blank, that will never see the light of day, or at least not in that form. Right?
Yeah, but you know what? That's part of success. Yeah. For me, 50% success is 50% more that you have that you would never have had if you weren't afraid to fail, right? And the most important thing is have a great team to execute it and to really think methodically and put it into play. Because any idea is great, but you need to execute on it.
Absolutely. Well, Jack, I want to thank you for taking the time to tell us about what's going on with Embark Beyond, and of course the Embark World Academy, and then Embark Longer, and a lot of these other programs that you're developing in this crisis time to kind of get through to the other side. And I assume many of these will continue to be things you offer in the future, and and beyond, as they say, so that it's not just you're creating this just for this period, but developing a whole new line of products and consulting services that you can use with clients and also outside of the travel industry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I hope so. We never know. We got to stay fluid and and go with it. Every day's a new adventure.
Absolutely. Well, Jack, again, thank you for taking the time. We look forward to what you're going to be developing even farther later this year. And someday it'll be great to see you. We usually see each other at Virtuoso conferences and else around the country, but obviously that has not happened this year. I always try to attend I always try to ILTM, maybe. We'll see what happens. But anyway, great to see you, and congratulations with all these new efforts, and good luck.
Thank you.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.